Hey guys, welcome to my Etsy channel. This is Nancy from nancybadijo.com and welcome to another episode of Etsy Shop Critique. If this is your first time visiting my Etsy channel and you are an Etsy seller or possibly thinking of becoming one and you want to learn more about building a thriving business on Etsy, this is the place to be. So make sure that you go ahead and click on the subscribe button and let's go ahead and get started on this critique. So today I'm going to be doing a critique on the store called Teresa's Art and Such. And normally what I do when I do a critique, I take one listing and I added that listing. I talk about titles, photography, SEO, listing description, and then also the curation of the store. Any resources or tools that I use on this video or that I recommend will be linked below this video. If you click below, there's a little text box. If you click there, you'll find all the tools that I'm currently using, plus a list of resources for Etsy sellers. So don't forget to check them out. So let's go ahead and get started. So thank you, Teresa, for allowing me to do a review of your shop. I really appreciate it. And the listing that I picked to do a review on is this particular one here. So the first thing I always talk about when I do an Etsy review is photography. And when you sell on an e-commerce platform, photography is very important because they don't have anything else to look at. They can't actually visit the store and grab the item and touch it or feel it or use it or try it on depending on what you sell. All they have to go by is your photos. So photos have to be amazing. They have to be cropped in a complimentary way. They have to showcase the product really, really well. And you should be able to look at the picture and know exactly what you're buying within the instant that you see the actual listing. If there's any type of confusion or too much distraction or too many props or a busy background, things like that does affect your store and does affect the person making a decision to click and learn more about the product or click and buy from you. Now, looking at this photo, I will say that all of this in the back is a little bit distracting. I know that the purpose of these are wine glasses, so you do have the canister next to it, which is perfect. What I would prefer, if you were to go ahead and take my suggestions and redo the photos, would be just to have the two wine glasses, maybe the canister, remove the flowers, remove the stand, and then just have it on a nice white background, just nice and clear, that people, when they're looking at it, they know exactly what they're buying just from looking at the photo. So the first thing that people see is the photo. And after the photo, then, they go and read the listing description and look at the pricing and etc. But if the photo is not the best looking photo, it doesn't matter how amazing the product is or if the product is really, really great, because they won't click on it, unfortunately. And it's just how it works when you're selling online. This is just how it works. Another thing is when you have different photos, make sure that every photo has the same size. So you want to make sure that this photo is the same size as this photo and vice versa and keep going. They all should be the same size. And what I would do is just remove the background. It's a little bit distracting. I know you're doing it for style purposes to make it look nicer. In my opinion, it is causing a little bit of a distraction. So therefore, especially in this photo, when you look at it, you don't know where to look at. So therefore, my first suggestion would be redo the photos with a simple, nice background. Now, good job of adding the newsletter. I know I talk about that in my videos a lot, so that's really good. Let's see here. I painted out. Okay, so I mean, good job of at least adding a lot of photos. I think my only other My only other question is, when people are buying these hand glasses that are, or hand painted wine glasses, that what do they get? Do they get all of them, or do they just get the first photo with the blue flowers, or do they get every individual one? That's the only thing that somewhat made me a little confused. It does say set of two, but then up here it doesn't have the option to pick whether I want this flower. Let's say I like this one and I want that one. It doesn't give me the option. That could be another problem as well, because that could cause confusion. And if the person visits your store, let's say they're actually interested, they click on the photo, they like them, and they go down here and they don't really know how to order. I mean, I'm reading this, but I can't understand how to buy, right? I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know if am I just getting whichever one you're going to send me? That could cause confusion and therefore unnecessary messages to your store, or basically them just leaving, because a lot of people are very impatient and they don't want to waste their time or have to message you and then maybe you don't message them back, so they just leave. So that would be another thing that I will fix. Whether you add it in the listing description or you add a drop down menu where you say you could pick any of these wine glasses, painted wine glasses, or put in the bottom, I will send you one of these, but just being very transparent of what they're getting. So let's go ahead and talk about the second thing now, which is SEO. So SEO, as you guys might know, stands for search engine optimization. And it's just how Google and large search engines understand whenever somebody types in a keyword and they're doing a research, they know how to pull up your page. So SEO is how you get found in the search engine, basically, with keywords. Now, the first thing I notice about your listings is that you're using keywords that are too broad, too generic. Flowers, barware, glass, wine, kitchen. These are too generic. Generic meaning that you're not targeting your target audience. You're using keywords that are too broad, so therefore there's gonna be too many people using it. So for instance, glass. There's 3 million people that use the tag glass. So therefore your listing is gonna be buried in the search results. It's not gonna appear in the first page of Google of Etsy. So two things. One, that keyword is too broad, so you're not targeting your audience. Two, the keyword is too competitive. Too many people are using it, so therefore the likelihood of you being in the first page of Etsy is not realistic. And three, if you were to run a Etsy promoted listing ad, your cost per bid for that to get to rank for that keyword is going to be pretty pricey. It could be up to $7 because you're using a keyword that is very, very broad. Now, if you decided to change the cost per bid and say, I'm going to pay 10 cents per click, which you can, you will never appear in the first or second or third page of Etsy due to the fact that there's other people willing to pay regular price for it. So you're using keywords that are too generic, which is the most important part, is understanding who is your target audience. You want to make sure that you use keywords and long tail keywords that not only describe what you're selling, but also who targets who are interested in your products. So you have to really understand that. Two ways to understand who your target audience is. First is doing market research before you open your Etsy shop. If you didn't do that, the next step is collecting data from your Etsy stats. Also, connecting your store to Google Analytics is very important. I have a video on that. And by you connecting your store to Google Analytics, you're able to collect data from your store. So you're able to see who is liking your products, where they live, their interests, their demographics, and this is how you know your ideal target customer, So therefore, when you are doing SEO research, you're able to find keywords to describe these people and target them, and therefore get more sales and increase your brand. You don't want to show your products and services to everybody and anybody, because yeah, you might get impressions, you might get high views, but you're not going to get the sales. It's better to find quality people that are interested in your products, get a little bit of less impressions, a little bit less of views, but get more sales, which is ultimately what you want. So therefore, that's the first thing you have to work on is SEO. Um, when I looked at your keywords, you also have keywords that are, you're also using keywords in your category and using them also in your listing. So the listing has keywords that are duplicated basically with categories and tags. So you need to remove the keywords and use them for other keywords that you could rank for. So what I mean by that is that you have your category, you have glasses and charms. And then as tag, you have wine glasses and glass here, and you have wine glass here. So therefore, these are repeated categories that you already picked. So what you will need to do is remove those and use other keywords to replace those keywords. That way you have to optimize your keywords basically so you could get found more and drive more traffic to your shop. Because keep in mind that categories, attributes, and tags all work together as keywords. So if you use in the attribute glass and then you put the keyword glass in your tags, you're using it twice when you could use a different keyword and drive more traffic. So therefore, you do have duplicates. So I would just remove them, and then just do your SEO research. You could do XE That's what I use. eRank. All your keywords are too competitive, all of them. And this one here, One Stroke, is the only one that wasn't as competitive, but it doesn't have any engagement. It doesn't have any traffic monthly. No one's looking for that. So therefore, this is a bad keyword as well. You literally have to change all your keywords and make sure that you're using keywords that are long tail keywords that describe your products to your core audience. That's the most important part. Once you get those new keywords, you will put them in. You will put the main keyword in the beginning of your sentence, and you will use that same main keyword in the beginning of your meta description. And the meta description is the first 155 characters. And that's what people see on Google. For instance, this is your meta description right now. So if someone was to search for you in the search results, this is what they see before they click. So it's not the most attractive meta description or the most enticing meta description. So I do recommend changing it up and writing something more descriptive. I do see that there's an R here. I don't know if that was added there by mistake. So I would just proofread your listing description as well. But yeah, just make sure that your main keyword is the beginning of the sentence. Your main keyword is in the beginning of your meta description. Make sure that for listing optimization, which is an on-page SEO factor, make sure that you include your keywords in your listing description. It's very important to do that so you can optimize your listing with all the keywords that you want to rank for. So the next thing we talk about is listing description. So keep in mind that the photo is what makes the person click on the actual listing. SEO is how they found the actual listing. But then the listing description is what sells them to go ahead and purchase from you. And the listing description should have everything and anything the customer should know about the listing. It should have details, how to order, shipping policy, return policy, be very transparent. It's going to help you build credibility and trustworthiness. If there's any confusion, there's no clear guide on how to order, and people feel like, oh, I don't know if I should order from the store, that's going to cost you a sale. And looking at your listing description, I would say that it's not the best. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And the reason why is because the main reason is the whole what glass or what to pair I'm gonna get. That's a little confusing. So what I would do is be very specific on what they're getting. Um, I would, if you know, talk about shipping policy, return policy. You don't have any of that here. Um, I will remove all of this here. That's why you have them down here in your about. That's why you have it in your about me section, because these don't work as backlinks. You don't need to have them there. It doesn't work anyways. So I wouldn't. I would just remove these and just put a backlink to your home page and just a thank you message saying, you know, thank you. Um, Click here to go back to my homepage, or click here to view similar items that go with this. So you could kind of do that. You could do like matching items, or if you have any other products that go with this listing, you could kind of link them in there and create a backlink. But I will remove all the links here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, so rework your listing description. One, include everything and anything the customer should know. Have transparent shipping return policy. Make sure that you have your listing optimized with your keywords. Make sure that you have a backlink back to your home page, and add additional backlinks to any similar items. That's what I would do on your listing description. So let's go ahead and look at the overall shop. So good job on your banner. What I would do in the banner to take it to the next level is add the social media handles. You could do that in the banner, and that will make it look a little bit more nicer. I would buy a logo. Instead of having this here, just buy a logo for branding purposes. It's important that when you start your business, that you develop a brand. And by developing a brand, it's going to help you stand out from your competition. And whenever you post, whether it be in social media, whether it be in Google, whether you have a blog, whether I find you in the Etsy search results, I should be able to recognize your brand and say, oh, that is from Teresa's Art and Such. That is building a brand. It's very important to set yourself apart when there's so many other shops doing the same or similar items like yourself. So therefore, the only way you're going to set yourself apart is through branding. So right now it doesn't look like you have the branding because you do have very different backgrounds, very different colors. If I saw this here and I saw this listing and I saw that one on the Etsy search results, I would think it's from 3 different stores. I would never think that they're all from the same store just by looking at the photo. So therefore, branding is very, very important. I highly recommend looking into it and starting it. Let's see what else. Another thing you should do is optimize your store by adding. So you would do research on keywords that you want to rank for. I would recommend anywhere from 20 to 35 keywords, and then you take those keywords and you put them in your tagline. You put them in the announcement section. You put them in your category section. You put them in your listing description. And then you also put them in your about me section. And then you put them anywhere that you're allowed to put any type of verbatim. You add those keywords. You want to make sure they flow naturally into the sentence, but you also want to rank for that. That will help you rank higher in the search results and give you better placement in the search results. And that's why it's so important. Great job on adding photos of yourself, photos of your equipment, and of your office. So that's really cool. Good job on that. Great job of adding all your links. So yeah, I mean, the overall your products look beautiful. I think it's just you have to really work on your SEO for the most. From everything that I saw, your SEO really needs a lot of work. Also, optimizing your store needs a lot of work with the SEO. And then also making sure that you create beautiful images and also branding. Branding will take your store to the next level. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments for Teresa or any suggestions for Teresa, make sure you leave them below. I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and help each other. So make sure that you like this video, comment, and share. Thank you guys for watching.